El Salvador has just taken a dramatic step that human rights groups are calling one of the most extreme policies in the world. President Nayib Bukele signed constitutional reforms allowing life prison sentences for people as young as 12 years old. The law, passed by Bukele's party-controlled Legislative Assembly last month, applies to anyone convicted of homicide, femicide, rape, or gang membership, whether they committed the crime directly or simply helped someone else do it. Previously, the maximum sentence in El Salvador was 60 years for adults and even less for youths. But this is just the latest move in Bukele's years-long war on gangs. In 2022, after a surge of gang violence, Bukele declared a state of emergency that suspended constitutional rights. That temporary measure has become the new normal, extended year after year, and more than 91,000 people have been locked up, equivalent to over 1% of the country's entire population. Critics describe a system where prisoners face mass trials, where lawyers often can't track where their clients are being held, and where people are detained on vague charges with little evidence. Last year, alleged gang members received sentences of hundreds of years in one massive trial. Bukele's government has promised those detained will never return to the streets. The results are undeniable. Homicide rates have plummeted in a country long terrorized by gangs. Bukele's popularity soared. But the cost to democracy has been steep. Human rights organizations have documented years of arbitrary detentions and submitted complaints to the Inter-American Commission on Human Rights, arguing the vast majority of those imprisoned under the state of emergency were held without proper cause. Bukele denies these accusations. This sentencing law is actually the second major constitutional change in less than a year. Last year, Bukele pushed through a reform eliminating presidential term limits, opening the door for him to remain in power indefinitely. Emboldened by his alliance with U.S. President Donald Trump, Bukele's government has also gone after critics, detaining activists, forcing journalists into exile, and silencing opposition voices. The right-wing leader has been fiercely criticized for weakening checks and balances and undermining El Salvador's fragile democratic institutions. What started as a crackdown on gangs has transformed into something much broader, a fundamental reshaping of the country's political system, with consequences that extend far beyond criminal justice.